Footnote to Youth by Garcia. The sun was salmon and hazy in the west. Dodong thought to himself he would tell his father about Tiang when he got home, after he had unhitched the carabao from the plow and led it to its shed and fed it. He was hesitant about saying it, but he wanted his father to know. What he had to say was of serious import as it would mark a climacteric in his life. Ultimately, Dodong resolved to speak up, but a worry crept in. His father might dismiss his feelings.
I will tell it to him. I will tell it to him.
The ground was broken up into many fresh wounds and fragrant with a sweatish, earthy smell. Many slender, soft worms emerged from the furrows and then burrowed again deeper into the soil. A short, colorless worm marched blindly to Dodong's foot and crawled calmly over it. Dodong got tickled and jerked his foot, flinging the worm into the air. Dodong did not bother to look where it fell, but thought of his age 17, and he said to himself he was not young anymore. Dodong started homeward, thinking how he would break his news to his father. He wanted to marry. Dodong did. He was 17. He had pimples on his face. The down on his upper lip already was dark. This meant he was no longer a boy. He was growing into a man. He was a man. In the cool sundown, he thought wild dreams of himself and Tiang. Tiang, his girl. She had a small brown face and small black eyes and straight glossy hair. It was dusk when Dodong arrived home. The petroleum lamp was lit and the low table was set for supper as he and his parents sat on the floor. They had fried freshwater fish, rice, bananas, and cake sugar. Dodong had fish and rice but avoided overripe bananas. Dodong's mother washed the dishes outside slowly, while Dodong, feeling lazy, wished for a sister to help her with the chores, pitying her for doing it alone. Dodong's father stayed in the room suffering from a painful diseased tooth. Dodong's father feared visiting the town dentist despite Dodong's suggestions. Dodong understood, realizing he might share the same fear if faced with a decayed tooth. Dodong confidently declared his intention to marry Tiang while his mother was out, expressing his thoughts effortlessly and without self-consciousness. Dodong felt relieved and looked at his father expectantly. His father looked old now.
I am going to marry Tiang,
Dodong said. His father silently stared at him, pausing from sucking the broken tooth. The tense silence grew intense and cruel, making Dodong wish he would resume. Dodong felt uncomfortable and angry as his father silently stared at him.
I will marry Tiang.
Dodong repeated.
I will marry Tiang.
His father kept gazing at him in inflexible silence, and Dodong fidgeted.
I asked her last night to marry me, and she said yes. I want your permission. I want it.
Dodong's voice showed impatience and protest against his father's coldness and indifference, leading him to look at his father sourly.
Must you marry Dodong?
Dodong resented his father's questions, reflecting on his father's own marriage. He initially thought about selfishness, but later became confused.
You are very young, Dodong. I'm 17. That's very young to get married at. I want to marry. Tiang's a good girl. Tell your mother. You tell her, Tatay. Dodong, you tell your inay. You tell her. Will you let me marry Tiang? Son, if that is your wish, of course.
There was a strange, helpless light in his father's eye. Dodong did not read it, so absorbed was he in himself. Dodong was immensely glad he had asserted himself. He lost his resentment for his father. For a while, he even felt sorry for him about the diseased tooth. Then he confined his mind to dreaming of Tiang and himself. Sweet young dream. 9 months later, Dodong stood in the sweltering noon heat, sweating profusely, making his camiseta damp. He was still as a tree, and his thoughts were confused. His mother had told him not to leave the house, but he had left. He had wanted to get out of it without clear reason at all. He was afraid, he felt. Afraid of the house, it had seemed to cage him, contrasting his thoughts with severe tyranny. Afraid also of Tiang. Tiang was giving birth in the house. She gave screams that chilled his blood. He did not want her to scream like that. She seemed to be rebuking him. He began to wonder madly if the process of childbirth was really painful. Some women, when they gave birth, did not cry. In a few moments, he would be a father.
Father, father.
He whispered the word with awe, contradicting the comfort he had experienced just 9 months prior.
Your son.
People would soon be telling him.
Your son, Dodong.
He heard his mother's voice from the house.
Dodong, it's over.
Suddenly, he felt terribly embarrassed as he looked at her. Somehow, he was ashamed to his mother of his youthful paternity. It made him feel guilty.
Dodong,
His mother called again.
Dodong.
He turned to look again, and this time, he saw his father beside his mother.
It's a boy,
His father said. He beckoned Dodong to come up. Dodong felt more embarrassed and didn't move. What a moment for him. His parents' eyes seemed to pierce him through, and he felt limp. He wanted to hide from them, to run away.
Dodong, you come up. You come up.
His mother said. Dodong did not want to come up and stayed in the sun.
Dodong, Dodong, Dodong. I'm coming.
Dodong traced tremulous steps on the dry, parched yard. He ascended the bamboo steps slowly. His heart pounded mercilessly in him. Within, he avoided his parents' eyes. He walked ahead of them so that they should not see his face. He felt guilty and untrue. He felt like crying. His eyes smarted and his chest wanted to burst. He wanted to turn back, to go back to the yard. He wanted somebody to push him. His father reached out, taking his hand and holding it softly.
Son,
His father said. How kind were their voices. They flowed into him, making him strong.
where's Tiang?
Dodong asked.
She's sleeping, but you go on.
His father led him into a small sawali room. Dodong saw Tiang, his girl wife, asleep on a papag with her black hair around her face. He did not want her to look that pale. Dodong longed to reach out and tuck away the stray wisp of hair that brushed against her lips. However, a wave of embarrassment washed over him, and he hesitated to be affectionate in front of his parents. The hilot was wrapping the child. Dodong heard it cry. The thin voice pierced him queerly. He could not control the swelling of happiness in him.
You give him to me. You give him to me.
Dodong said. Bless was not Dodong's only child. Many more children came. For 6 successive years, a new child came along. Dodong did not want any more children, but they came. It seemed the coming of children could not be helped. Dodong got angry with himself sometimes. Tiang did not complain, but the bearing of children told on her. She was shapeless and thin now, even if she was young. There was terminable work to be done. Cooking, laundering, the house, the children. She cried sometimes, wishing she had not married. She did not tell Dodong this, not wishing him to dislike her. There has been another suitor, Lucio, older than Dodong by 9 years, and that was why she had chosen Dodong. Young Dodong, 17. Lucio had married another after her marriage to Dodong, but he was childless until now. She wondered if she had married Lucio, would she have borne him children? Maybe not either. That was a better lot. But she loved Dodong, Dodong whom life had made ugly. One night, as he lay beside his wife, he rose and went out of the house. He stood in the moonlight, tired and querulous. He wanted to ask questions and somebody to answer him. One of them was why life did not fulfill all of youth's dreams, why it must be so, why one was forsaken after love. Dodong could not find the answer. Maybe the questions was not to be answered. It must be so to make youth youth. Youth must be dreamfully sweet, dreamfully sweet. Dodong returned to the house humiliated by himself. He had wanted to know a little wisdom, but was denied it. When Blas was 18, he came home one night very flustered and happy. It was late at night, and Tiang and the other children were asleep. Dodong heard Blas's steps, for he could not sleep well for nights. He watched Blas undress in the dark and lie down softly. Blas was restless on his mat and could not sleep.
Blas, why are you not sleeping?
I cannot sleep.
You better go to sleep. It's late.
Blas raised himself on his elbow and muttered something in a low, fluttering voice. Dodong did not answer and tried to sleep.
Itoy?
Blas called softly. Dodong stared and asked him what it was.
I am going to marry Tona. She accepted me tonight.
Dodong lay on the red pillow without moving.
Itoy, you think it over.
Dodong lay silent.
I love Tona and I want her.
Dodong rose from his mat and told Blas to follow him. They descended to the yard where everything was still and quiet. The moonlight was cold and white.
You want to marry Tona?
Dodong said. He did not want Blas to marry yet. Blas was very young. The life that would follow marriage would be hard.
Yes! Must you marry?
Blas's voice stilled with resentment.
I will marry Tona.
Dodong kept silent, hurt.
You have objections, Itay?
Blas asked acridly.
Son, no, none. But truly, God, I don't want Blas to marry yet. Not yet. I don't want Blas to marry yet.
But he was helpless. He could not do anything. Youth must triumph now. Love must triumph now. Love must triumph now. Afterwards, it will be life. As long ago, youth and love did triumph for Dodong, and then life. Dodong looked wistfully at his son in the moonlight. He felt extremely sad and sorry for